Hey Mark, where the heck are you right now?
Yeah, hello, Derek. I'm just taking my lunch break outside the office right now, actually.
Oh, well, good for you. But you do know that there is still plenty of work that needs to be done, don't you? But the new hire is taking break as if there isn't a care in the world. Good for you!
I'm really sorry. Is there a problem with me doing this?
Yeah, it's not just you, it's the whole dang world. Nobody has any common sense these days. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, you're married, right?
Well, I have a fiancé who I'm marrying soon, but I'm not quite married yet. Why do you ask?
I bet she's a real looker too, isn't she? You must have such a happy little family. But just how do you expect to be able to take care of him? And there's still so much work to do!
I suppose the only answer I can give you is that I'll work even harder than I am now, huh?
There we go, that's the spirit, now you're getting it! So anyways, you're gonna be working overtime tonight.
Wait, what?
Well, you just said that you wanted to work even harder than you are now, so I'm just giving you what you asked for.
Yeah, I understand that, but I'm already working on a project right now, so I really don't think I need more work on top of that.
You just said that you were gonna work even harder than you are right now, didn't you? Well, if that's the case, then you need to take on a second project and work.
I guess I see the point that you're making. But the only thing is that I was given this assignment by the head of our department, so I think he would really prefer if I focus on this for the time being.
Oh, really? You got your work straight from the boss? Well, don't worry, I'll go to him and tell him that you're done with whatever it was he assigned you. Just send me the files and I'll present them to him and you can get started on your next assignment.
Derek, please wait a minute. I really do have my hands full with what I'm working on right now, and I don't think it's in any shape to be turned in as of now.
So you're just gonna go against the direct order from your superior? I guess I'll have to make sure everyone knows about this in time for your next performance review. And when that happens, well, I just can't imagine you having a very long future here with us.
No, it isn't anything like that. I'm not trying to disobey you or anything. It's just that this project isn't really ready to be handed in, so I can't give it to you right now. Besides, I thought that we already talked about this earlier, right? I asked you to please not give me any overtime if possible. I promise that as soon as I'm finished with what I'm doing, though, I can assist you with whatever it is that you need.
Oh, please, don't be such a baby. Everyone has to work a little overtime now and then. Just shut up and do as I say, got it? I have a date. I'm not gonna be late because of you.
You wouldn't happen to be going out with that girl you ran into while going into that store you're always talking about, right?
That's right. I guess news really does travel fast around here. Don't tell me that you're jealous or anything.
Sorry, Derek, but aren't you married? Do you think your wife will be mad about you doing this?
It's not really a date. Jeez, we're just grabbing some food is all. Why don't you mind your own business and never mention my wife again, huh? Honestly, who do you think you're talking to your superior like this?
Well, the only thing is that I heard the place where she worked is kind of expensive.
What's expensive? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I just mean that I haven't really heard good things about the store's reputation. Yeah, at least from other colleagues I've heard mention it.
So, because you don't like a shop, all the employees there must be bad, is what you're saying? You don't even know this girl. She is really nice, and I won't sit here and watch you slander her.
I know that she probably is nice when she's at work, but do you think it's possible that she's just doing that because it's her job?
Don't go mixing up this girl with all the other hussies that work at that place. She moved here from the country and isn't tainted like the other women here. I'm just teaching her a few things about life in the big city is all.
I see. Well, I know we keep on calling it a shop, but just to be clear, we are talking about a bar, aren't we?
If you know what we're talking about, there's no need to spell it out. Besides, you're married, but I'm sure that you must like to go out and have a little fun too. Don't worry, you can tell me. We're both married men here.
I understand what you're saying, but my wife is more than enough for me. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, aren't you a little Boy Scout? But we'll see how long you can put up with that little act of yours. Maybe I should invite this girl over to the office one day and tell her to show you a good time. That might finally get the stick out of your butt.
You really don't need to do anything like that, Derek.
Man, you really are no fun, do you know that? Has anyone ever told you that you're actually a bummer to be around? I bet when you were a kid in school, you were always a quiet kid in the corner with no one to play with, weren't you?
Derek, I'm really sorry, but can I please just eat my lunch and enjoy the rest of my break before it's over?
Alright, fine, but I'll leave all the work I want you to do on your desk and I'll come around tomorrow to pick it all up.
So, you want me to get whatever it is that you have for me done by today?
Well, duh! I need all this work ready to be sent out by tomorrow, so just get it done. I'm sure a nerd like you will have no problem in doing it.
But I already told you that I have other work I need to do.
Listen, Mark. You've been going home at the same time every day since you started working here, right? All that tells me is that you really aren't giving your all to the company. A real dedicated employee would be doing much more overtime.
I'm sorry, Derek, but do you even know what it is that I'm working on right now?
And there you go, back talking me again. Listen, I'm your superior, and I'm giving you an order. If you want to get ahead in this company, you need to learn to take order and keep your trap shut. I wanted your opinion, I'd ask for it. You've seriously got some nerve, you know that, Mark.
What is it this time, Derek?
I mean that I was just called into our department head's office, and thanks to you, I wasn't able to go home in time.
What happened when you went to talk to your boss?
He wanted to talk to me about the work that I gave you to do. He was mad because you didn't make it the way that I normally do.
Well, I'm sorry that we have different styles, but I only did what you asked of me.
Well, that's because it should have been obvious that I wanted you to make it the way that I would have. Now my boss is suspicious of me.
I guess I don't know what else to say, but I'm sorry.
Which reminds me, I see that you're scheduled to take tomorrow off, is that right?
That's right, I put in the time off request a while ago, too.
And just what is so important that you have to miss work, huh?
Well, my wife and I were going to go to the courthouse to have our civil service performed and become legally married.
Then that's the big reason you can't come in tomorrow. Are you kidding me?
I already cleared it with your boss, and he said it was fine if I did.
You do know that unlike you, I actually care about this job and work hard at it, right? But you just think you can take time off for whatever you want, no matter how small, huh? Cancel your time off and come into work tomorrow, got it?
But I've already made sure to complete everything that I would have had to get done tomorrow today. Besides, I've already had this time off cleared with the department head.
Don't you remember telling me that you wanted to work even harder for the company?
Of course I remember saying that, and I meant it.
Well then stop talking the talk and start walking the walk. You already screwed up big time with the work that I gave you before. I bet your wife isn't even all that great. She's probably ugly, huh? Why'd you send me a picture of her? Surely you must have a bunch on your phone, unless she's so ugly that you haven't even got one.
Derek, I am not going to send you a picture of my wife. Furthermore, I don't care what you have to say about me, but please do not bring my wife into this.
There you go, thinking that you can talk to me like that. You're my underling, and that basically means your wife is too. So I can talk about your wife in whatever way I please. And just what is she gonna do about it anyways? It's not like she's gonna be mad at me for things I say to you.
I didn't ever say that she would be upset with you. I just don't understand why you feel the need to talk so rudely about people's spouses.
Well, you're at least gonna invite me to the wedding, right? I really want to see the kind of woman you're making such a big fuss over.
Well, we were only inviting family to the wedding, so...
You mean you're not gonna invite me? I'm your boss. I'll prepare a speech for you and everything. And there'll be a chance for everyone to learn a little bit more about the work that you do.
Derek, I'm getting a call from a client, so I'm gonna go now.
You little baby. I know that you're just trying to run away right now.
It isn't that at all, I promise you that.
And just who is this client that wants to talk to you, huh?
It's the V Corporation. Feel free to look into the file we have on them if you want.
You think I have time to do something stupid like that? Whatever, just know that after you come back from your one-day honeymoon, I'm gonna make sure that you know the real meaning of work.
Derek, would you mind telling me where you are right now?
I'm in the office cafeteria, what do you want?
Well, I noticed that my lunchbox was missing from the fridge. I asked around the office and people say they saw you carrying it with you, so I just wanted to ask if you took my lunch.
Your lunchbox wouldn't happen to be red and black with a handle on top, would it?
So you do have my lunchbox. I was afraid of this. Can you please return it to me?
Huh? Did your wife pack your lunch or something? Is that why you want it back?
Well, yes, actually, but also it's my lunch.
Ah, well, I'm afraid that you're too late. I've already eaten it all.
So you really just took someone else's lunch out of the fridge and ate it knowing that it wasn't yours? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't actually eat the food. I threw it all in the trash instead. It looks so nasty that you should be thanking me for saving you from it. I guess the married life must be going really well, huh?
You didn't even eat the food? You just threw away someone else's lunch?
I already told you that you ought to be grateful to me for what I did. Eating a lunch like that might have landed you in the hospital. You really need to tell your wife to take a cooking class or two.
Derek, do you even realize what you've done? You're through now.
What are you talking about, huh? How am I, though? Because I make fun of your wife now and then? It's not my fault if you and your wife are equally useless at your jobs. All I'm saying is that your wife needs to learn how to cook.
I would just like to know how any of that is your business. I never had any problem with any of my lunches before. So what about any of this is your problem?
Here you go again, trying to start fighting with me. Is this really how you think you can get ahead in this company?
Derek, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't like you, and I really don't think that I can cover for you anymore.
You cover for me? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke?
I don't care whose lunch it is. You can't just take it out of the fridge and throw it away. You need to take responsibility for your actions, which have been way out of line with how any rational person would act.
How dare you tell me what I should be doing with my life?
Would you mind coming to the meeting room on the second floor once you've finished with whoever's lunch you're eating, Derek?
Why should I do that? I don't remember having any meetings scheduled.
You're right, this is an emergency meeting, so please go to the room as soon as you finish your lunch. We need to have a little talk about how you've been treating the staff here at the office.
Mark, I really would like to take this chance to express how very, very sorry I am for all that I've said and done.
Wow, this is quite a strange message to be getting from you.
Well, it's just, I had no idea that you were the grandson of the CEO of our company. But that means that you're also next in line to take over the company. I also hear that you were working for V Corp before you came here.
That's right, I've worked at a lot of places to gain as much experience as I could.
And is it really true that your wife is the daughter of the current CEO over there? Because I had no idea about that either. So again, I really am so sorry for all that I said to you.
I'm curious though, is the only reason you're apologizing to me because you found out who my grandfather is?
Well, I'm just trying to take accountability for my actions like you told me to.
Oh, really? Because just a few hours ago, it seems like you had no intention of giving me any sort of apology.
Yes, of course, but I've just been thinking a lot since our time in the meeting room. And I realized how much hurt I've caused, and I just want to say that it won't happen again. So please, can you find it in your heart to not fire me?
You remember what else we talked about in the meeting room, right? Like about how you chased off several promising employees with your behavior? 8 people in the last 3 years have all quit because of you. This is really unheard of.
But surely I'm not the only reason why they wanted to quit working here, right?
When we gave them a survey before they left, they all blamed the abusive management. They had nothing else bad to say about working here except for you constantly trying to slow off your own work onto them and hurling abuse. They all finally got fed up with your attitude and walked away. Even I've gone through something similar now.
But I already said that I'm really sorry.
I don't remember ever asking you for an apology, Derek. I only asked you to acknowledge the damage that you caused to these people's careers. They were all brilliant employees with impeccable resumes, who realized that working here wasn't worth having to deal with you. Which means that you've single-handedly caused a great deal of trouble for this company. Why would you think that it's okay to treat employees that way?
They all seemed like they knew what they were doing more than I did.
And so that's why you tried to chase them off? You really are pathetic.
Please, I'm sorry. I don't know what else I can say, but I'm so sorry.
It isn't all of your subordinates who talk poorly about you, though. A lot of the new hires said that they were grateful to have you shown them the ropes, and even some of your own supervisors have given you high marks.
See? I knew that wasn't all bad. I really am a good worker.
But the fact is that you still drove away promising talent, and you need to face punishment for that. Lucky for you, however, the business doesn't take firing people too lightly. If you can promise to stop harassing other employees and do your own work, then you might not be fired.
You mean it? You mean that I still have my job?
But you should know that I also have my wife here, and she says that I shouldn't let you off the hook so easily.
Well, I don't really see why your wife should have any say in how we should conduct our business.
Really? Even though she's so tightly connected with our clientele in the V group?
No, I mean, yes. I mean, can you please just tell her that I'm sorry?
And are you sorry for chasing off the other employees? Are you going to apologize to all 8 of them as well?
Well, I don't even know where I would find them.
But you need to clear your name, don't you? At the very least, you need to apologize to my wife.
Well then, I do sincerely apologize to her. Just please don't fire me. I promise to give my all to the company from now on. And I'll never say another mean word to anyone as long as I'm here.
I see. Unfortunately for you, I'm afraid that the decision is out of my hand already. And your apology won't affect the company's decision to fire you.
Wait, what do you mean by that?
I mean that by insulting my wife, you've upset the CEO of one of our most important business partners. You might not know this, but the CEO of V is a very strict man who loves his daughter very much.
But I said I was sorry. This isn't fair. Please, you have to say something to help me, Mark. I promise to never do anything like that ever again.
In that case, I hope that you hold on that attitude at your next job. Because management here has decided that you're too big of a liability. Not to mention that you have insulted my wife. Have a nice life, Derek. A few weeks after that, the paperwork was processed and Derek was officially let go of our company. And since the process was done according to the books, he had no room for resource. Afterwards, I was tasked with tracking down and reaching out to the staff that Derek had chased off. I expressed apology on behalf of the company, and I informed them that Derek had been let go. We offered them a generous employment package if they agreed to come back and work for us. Some did, while others said they would never set another foot in our offices. I heard that a few weeks after Derek was fired, his wife divorced him. Apparently it wasn't the losing job that did it, instead she found out about the woman that Derek was seeing on the side, and that was the last straw for her. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.